What's good, y'all? What's good? Welcome to Pin Crypto. I'm your host, C. Will, and today we are about to go in altcoin super cycle 2025. Will we get that? That's what we're going to discuss today. Then we'll dive into some price action for Injective, Chainlink, Aerodrome, and Hedera. And if y'all got any more that y'all want to check out or discuss, please let me know in the chat. As y'all start to join this stream, make sure y'all say what's good, holla at me, tell me where you at, where you from, and if you're a regular, say, see, Will, you already know what it is. All right, I want an exact quote. All right, but I appreciate y'all. So let's get the music going as people join the stream, and let's get to it.
All the scenery, trees and greenery, cryptocurrency, stake my currency first to the research, deep dive feet first on the beat, berserk on the block we work. Grown man, big world, tiny man. Big bags, 100 grand rubber band. Life of blockchain, never be the same. Verify the ownership, change the game. Transparency when I'm talking fame. Tokenizing our mind and our brain. When I step a pool, I get an LP. Impermanent loss won't affect me. Passive income, passive income, passive income. Gold in my dental, thank God for my mental. Investor fundamentals, told my girl it was simple. We getting all this money to purchase rentals and get passive income. A neighborhood hero who started from zero. Researching the crypto and teaching his people. Collecting some euro in Europe for crypto. Spending that dinero on chain with Circo. On chain money market, on folks where I park it. USDC for profit, crypto still popping.
Okay. Let's get to it, y'all. Let's get to it. The first thing we're going to do is talk about the altcoin super cycle. So what happens here is you have Bitcoin going to all-time highs, reversing or pulling back. And we just seen Bitcoin pull back to 109,000. It bounced from there. Now it's back close to all-time highs. What happens after that is Ethereum does the same, and Ethereum bounces back close to all-time highs. So let's go check out the charts. And what we're going to do is start with the total crypto market cap. So last time we spoke, I said, hey, we need to surpass 4 trillion. And that's exactly what we did here. Let me get my mouse going. All right. So here we are right here. We surpassed 4 trillion. That's this thick white line right there. We got past the 4 trillion. Okay. 2 days of upside. We had a 2.2% plus and a 1.4% plus. 370 billion, 360 billion of volume. Okay. So we get that. That's very positive. That is exactly what we want to see. Then, make sure y'all can see this. Then we hit a high, which is here. That was the 4.17. We spiked past that and got to 4.2 trillion. Okay. And I told y'all what we really need to reach is 5 trillion. 5 trillion will put us in levels that are unprecedented. 20% from here in market cap for total crypto is what we're looking for and what we want. If we go to Bitcoin now, Bitcoin so close to an all-time high of $123,731, and we basically touched that today. Okay, we on the daily chart. We touched that today. We want to see Bitcoin go surpass the all-time high. This was the bounce I was talking about, 109,000. We on a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-day uptrend, looking delicious. If we look at the weekly chart, same thing. Very, very strong week of almost 9%. That's what we want to see. And then the next step is Ethereum. Ethereum bounced from here, 3,000 3,900, right? Ethereum bounced. Now we're getting close back to these highs. The high was 4,955 right here, and that was a wick on Sunday, August 24th. And as I talked to y'all last time, we got a MACD crossing. We want to see the MACD cross. We want to see the 8 EMA cross the 21. Some people use the 9. I think I have the 8 EMA. 8, 9, 10, all very close. 21 or 20 truly doesn't matter too much. But we want to see that cross. Those two crosses show us a trend to the upside, and it shows us momentum. We want to see momentum, y'all. And that's what we're getting right now. We'll see what the weekend brings us, but Ethereum on the weekly chart, again, just like Bitcoin, about a 9-10% week, very powerful. This is a diagonal trend line we have broken. Let me go back to the daily. We have broken that diagonal trend line, right? And if you check out standard deviations or average true ranges, 3 ATRs, get my rectangle, it's right here at 4,800. Breaking 4,800 puts us in position for all-time high or 5,000 plus. And I'm seeing a most likely 5,100 first and then a pullback. So y'all let me know what y'all think about that. And the next thing we're going to do is start with some price action of Hedera. I'm going to look at Hedera. So Hedera is big on the list, big layer one infrastructure play. Draw a trend line right here. Diagonal trend lines is one of my favorite. We have Hedera sitting above his 200-day moving average. That's about 20 cents, right? And from the recent highs of, go right here for y'all, which was on July 27th, we've been on a downtrend. We need to see Hedera break this downtrend line, and we want to see it happen soon. If we go look at our volumes where most people are trading, it's about 25 cents. And that was the tops, double top that, pretty much a double top that you've seen in mid-September. So we want to see Hedera break this trend line, break here, and then we're going to be back up into the 30 cents levels. And that's when Hedera can potentially head back. I have some Fibonacci's there. Head back to levels of 45 cents and then back to all-time highs of 57 cents. That happened in 2021. But first things first, 25, 30, 45. Those are the levels for Hedera. Now, let me know if you got any questions about that. Next up, Cardano. I'm not the biggest fan of Cardano, but I understand Cardano has a big community, large market cap, and not a bad looking chart, might I say. So again, we'll start with the high of August 14th. That was about $1. So that is a big resistance level for Cardano. We saw the spike in March off an announcement, I believe. But just like most cryptos, Cardano's looking bullish for the time being. According to TradingView, we're under the all-time highs, and that's what TradingView charted. So I'm not quite sure. I'm pretty sure Cardano was a lot higher than that. Either way, we need to get above 99 cents or $1. We'll say $1. Let's just move this up to $1. Make it a lot simpler for ourselves. Cardano needs to get back up $1, and of course that dollar range opens the door for $1.30 and beyond. There's not much resistance up here for Cardano on the weekly chart. So Cardano holders, prepare yourselves for the fight at $1. That's the resistance that we're getting. All right. Then next up, we're going to look at is Injective. Injective is actually looking really exciting right now. I got these levels drawn here. These are big support and resistance levels. We got all the volume happening in the $15 down to $13 range. It has stayed above this range, briefly went under, now we're back above. So we want to see Injective obviously stay above that range and then hit 15. 15 is the number. 15 is the number. The good thing is that the 200-day moving average shows us that Injective is bullish right now, very bullish. But we want 15, so that way once you get past 15, 16 will be an easy hurdle, and that's what we got here. That's our next fight. 15 into 16, and then you're back in the early 20s, the 21 stage. You can see all the price consolidation right here. This is where you want to get to for sure. Definitely by end of year. You want to be in the 20s so you can finish the year strong and then go into the 30s and beyond, which is these levels here, 50. But Injective got some good news happening. Let's go to it. Let's go to the Injective news. So this is what we got for Injective, y'all. Injective is revolutionizing finance once again, introducing on-chain pre-IPO markets. For the first time ever, anyone can trade private companies like OpenAI on Injective with leverage. Unlike other pre-IPO solutions from Robinhood and others, Injective's pre-IPO perps are built different. They're programmable, composable, leverage, capital efficient, 100% on chain. The main thing here is access to stocks like OpenAI using leverage to trade them. That's what kind of blows my mind here. The capital efficient and composable, all that's not that important to me. The $2 trillion pre-IPO market is being brought on chain with data from Cedra Protocol, capital light data. So these are companies' data flow for venture capital investors, and then the internet on-chain access programmable feeds for 11 million symbols across crypto stock, ETF rates, private equity, and second is backed by Coinbase. So Coinbase connection. OpenAI, SpaceX are the ones I'm really interested in. ChatGPT is, the OpenAI people. People want access to those. I would definitely put some money there. And then once they do IPO, if they do, I imagine both of them will skyrocket. We're starting off with access to pre-IPO shares of OpenAI via major Injective apps such as Helix Markets, with many new companies coming available over the course of October. We'll check out Helix in a moment. This is only the beginning. Injective will bring every single financial market on chain, the blockchain built for finance for everyone, everywhere. Join the revolution of Injective today. Let me know in the chat if y'all think that's interesting. Let me know in the chat. So here's Helix, the premier decentralized exchange, trade on-chain perps, spot, and TradFi assets with 24/7 leverage. Helix available on desktop and mobile. We'll go to Helix right now. And usually when these type of things happen, investors in the US doesn't get access to it. We don't get access to it. So international investors take advantage. Secure, fast, gas-free on-chain trading with institutional liquidity. Why Helix? So they got trading bots, deploy advanced smart on-chain trading strategies in just one click. Interesting. Trade stocks and real-world assets. Trade stocks and real-world assets with crypto for faster, cheaper, and more transparent transactions. LP rewards, provide liquidity and get paid for it. That's my favorite. gas-free trading. Never worry about gas fees on Helix. Zero gas always. Interesting. Injective gas is so cheap it probably doesn't even matter. Trade perps from your pocket. Beginner-friendly crypto stocks, commodities, and ETFs. And if y'all trade perps, which is perpetual futures using leverage, a derivative product, let me know. Built for the community, no investors, no VCs, no nonsense. I haven't used Helix in a while, so I'm going to have to recheck that out. And as I said, futures trading for stocks in my country is not possible. For the rest of y'all, check it out. Y'all definitely need to let me know y'all experience. You see Circle, Meta, Apple, SBET, MicroStrategy, Netflix, Tesla, Google, NVIDIA. They're all there in fractional shares, leveraged. In the US, we got to trade options and things of that nature. All right, so that's what I got for y'all for Injective. I think that's powerful. Now, let's check out Aerodrome. Let me set something up real quick. Let's check out Aerodrome. So what we got for Aerodrome? Aerodrome is the centerfold of base DeFi. So what we got for Aerodrome? Based on Ethereum. And Aerodrome chart, start with the weekly. It's looking very powerful. We got basically the double top peak in April of 2024, peak in December 2024. And then this is what's been interesting. It's been riding this trend line, support line. That's why I put it at 1 touch, 2 touch, 3, 4 touches, 5 touches. Each touch, it keeps going up. And this is the weekly chart. And then I got another trend line here going to the peaks of December, the peak of August. Again, you would want Aerodrome to surpass these levels here, which is about, let's call it $1.35. We'll go up a little higher. Really, it's more like $1.40. Psychological, they're like whole numbers or zeros and stuff. But you want to go past about $1.40. Okay. If you can get past $1.40, you have stayed on trend with this trend line, heading to the upside. Then you have stayed above this trend line, or you get above, and then it's blast off. As of now, it's performing great. Definitely, if you bought it anywhere around here, or if you just been holding it, I like the liquidity pools, but this is the backbone of the base DeFi ecosystem. They share liquidity, they share rewards, emissions. You can make good money via this ecosystem, and the liquidity pools are also amazing. To you stake, get AERO, then you get paid, you get rewarded for your contributions by voting and whatnot. I think a very powerful platform. Now, if you go over to what Coinbase has to say, let me see something. Let's check this one out. I heard the super cycle narrative laugh cycle never happened. It depends on what was the last cycle. Because if you were in crypto in 21, 22, I'll say it happened. I remember Dogecoin went crazy. A lot of coins was printing crazy money in DeFi. But what happens in a super cycle is that you can say it was 2017, 2021, then 2025 should be the peak, right? 17 top, 18 bear market. I'll just pull up the chart. Let's go to it. And then we'll go to the weekly. So you got 17 top, right? Let's go to 2000. Let me take this away. This is 2017. That was the top. Let me know if this makes sense. Let me remove this. Let me know if this makes sense. So you have the top in 2017. Let me draw it right here. That's the top of 17. Bear market. 4 years later, you get the 2021 tops. That's here. One cycle, two cycles, bear market. First cycle, bear market. Second cycle, bear market. Right? Then you go to 2025. This is where we're at. And it technically started in 24, but this is where we're at. So what would you think is going to happen next? This is probably after the super cycle where coins go crazy, rando coins. This is probably what's going to happen next. You go a little higher, and then boom, and then you find a new base, right? If that makes sense, let me delete that. So again, 17, 21, 25, and I drew it because I personally believe we should be going to up here, actually, over 5 trillion. And then after that happens, you get a pullback. But each pullback is less than the one before. So you go from here to most likely, let me go back real quick. Let's get a different brush. Then you go here. And then the new bottom becomes around 3 trillion. Then you start to head to the next cycle, which by 2030, if my math's right, we'll go up higher. Let me know if that makes sense to y'all. Let me know if that makes sense. So that's the super cycle. All right, back to Coinbase. So, and this is kind of related to Aerodrome and everything else on there, but this post here is talking about what happened for Coinbase in September. So some of these are important, some are not. Started rolling out DeFi lending where you can earn more on your USDC. So you can lend your USDC out on Coinbase. People are borrowing against their Bitcoin on Coinbase. So if you see the play there, it's like if you got a Bitcoin bag, Ethereum or Bitcoin bag, you don't want to sell it, you borrow against it so you have no tax liability. Let's say your loan is 10%. You're not going to get that on credit cards and banks. You're going to pay 25 or 30%. You borrow your 10%. Coinbase is taking maybe 2-3% as a profit. And then the user who has supplied USDC is getting 7%. The bank's giving you 0.25. So you win, the borrower wins, Coinbase wins, the banks are mad. That's what's happening, and that's what's important. So then they listed Australian dollar, and then I'm not sure what that dollar is. Base began exploring a network token. Nothing definite, but I think it's happening. Mag7 exposure to stocks, crypto at the same time. Crypto index for international investors. They partnered with Google, Base and Solana Bridge, USDC rewards. Expanded the VIP program. Launched Coinbase Markets, our new source of truth for listings and market insights. Coinbase One members, NFTs on Base from American Express, and then they're making sure that everything is faster for USDC. I think those are solid updates from Coinbase. That's what we got. Any thoughts on Wormhole, Axelar, KTA, Plum, Flare, and Quant? Yes, let me answer this next one. I'll answer you. I think I have misunderstood exactly what a super cycle is, laugh aloud. That pretty much makes sense. So bear markers after the next leg up, basically. Yeah. Basically. So when everybody's like, it's going much higher, and let's say Bitcoin hit 200,000, I think I'm definitely mostly gonna probably be out. Because when they say it's a stairs up, right? You go like this. Elevator down, boom. If you ever been to the Burj Khalifa, it goes fast. You won't even see it moving, but you're going down or you're going up, right? But yeah, that's it. That's pretty much what the super cycle is. If you see something 100%, 200% one day, be cautious. Any thoughts on Wormhole? So yeah, I got thoughts on Wormhole. Wormhole, so I did a video about this, and I think you should watch it if you haven't. Let's see. Let me see. Pin crypto. It would be, if you haven't watched it, I think it's a great watch and breakdown right here. It was a video between Axelar, Chainlink, and Wormhole, right? I would check this video out. Oh, let me go to it. Axelar, Chainlink, and Wormhole. It's this one right here. So check it out. It says Axelar, Chainlink, Wormhole, who wins? So what I talked about in that video, I went over the price charts, right? The market cap comparisons. We went over the how many coins they have, what's diluted or not. What is their place within the blockchain? Like Chainlink does data and its interoperability, working with all the big institutions. Wormhole is transferring the tokens, making them native. Axelar is doing something similar. So what I had in order was Chainlink was number one in my opinion, then Axelar, and then Wormhole. But the most upside, I'm thinking, could be from Axelar if the narrative is right, because the market cap is at a right place and it can boost up something crazy. That's my opinion there. Quant is always interesting. I think that's more like a dark horse play. Plum and Flare, don't know much about them. Flare, I know of Flare, but I haven't really tapped into Flare as of recently. So that's what I got for you there. Big things in the future for you, brother. Appreciate you, fam. Salute. Salute. That's the goal. All right. Yeah, we got that. So yeah, that's what we got for y'all. Couple more things before we slowly start to head out there. I've been tapping in with this because I want to make sure that we all locked in here before, as we slowly start to go out. Chainlink Reserve. So if you've been tapping into Chainlink, they are doing buybacks. I like cryptos that pay yields. I like cryptos that share revenue. I like cryptos that do buybacks. That benefits us as holders. They have an average price of $22.51, and right now Chainlink is at $22.61. So Chainlink is looking good in terms of that. And then the reserve activity. So as of recently, they have just purchased on October 2nd, which is yesterday, 46,441.68 Chainlink. So they're spending about $1 million a week. On the 25th, 47, almost 48 million. The 18th, so you got 1, 2, 3, 4 buys in September, 1 so far in October, 1, 2, 3, 4 buys in August. So they're spent already 9.4 million, and you can see the reserve is going up. Buybacks, baby, buybacks, just like the big banks. Bullish price target for Ondo over the next few months. Yeah, got you. Let me pull up my Ondo chart. Let me get my Ondo chart for you. Right here. Let me get my Ondo chart up. So let's go back to the daily. Oh, let me share this. Let me make sure I'm sharing this. So this is what I got for y'all for Ondo. So Ondo right here. So Ondo's been in a channel, and remember, they just dropped their platform, tokenization platform. So they have a really bullish narrative backed by BlackRock. So I got the highs of December right here at about $2.13. Draw my trend line down. It has broken the trend line once, broken the trend line twice. So we need Ondo to stand tall and be solid over this consolidation area right here, which is 94 cents. So it has to get back above $1. First things first, back above $1. Then the next fight is at about $1.02, $1.05. Ultimately getting above $1.14. Now let's go to the weekly chart. If those can be accomplished, the third fight is here at about $1.42, $1.45. If each one of those $1.13, $1, let's say $1, $1.15, and $1.30. These are like 15-cent increments once you get past the dollar. If and when it get past there, I think we see new all-time highs. So by end of year, if everything goes right, and I'm gonna keep watching the price action, especially if we can get that $1 trillion, $5 trillion total crypto market cap, I'm seeing a Ondo price target. Let me hit this for y'all, of about 240, and that's the top of my standard deviations, about 240 end of year, which is from here about 150%. That's my conservative target if everything goes right. Obviously, we're gonna have to keep watching, but that's what I got for you for Ondo. Any thoughts on AI agents like Tibber? I haven't heard of Tibber. I'm gonna make a note and look it up, but I do have thoughts on AI agents. So one of them, I'm not holding it or nothing, but Banker is one I keep hearing about. Some of the homies got it. It's on the base ecosystem. It's been very active. And then Mammo for Moonwell, with the Moonwell ecosystem, for Moonwell platform. These AI agents are helping you borrow, are helping you save, they're helping you swap. Each one of them is kind of doing different things. I think the AI agent narrative will get more popular, especially with platforms like Coinbase working behind the back end to push that narrative, where a bot basically buys for you, sells for you, saves for you, compounds for you, swap for you, all by chatting and talking to it. And the third one, Nyla, on the Solana and Algorand ecosystem. That's my thoughts, but I got to look up Tibber. Plum is an RWA play. What are your top 5 RWA crypto investments? See, this is a little tricky for me. This is not in a proper order, but I'm going to say Chainlink because they are the key of the infrastructure. So I'm definitely going to say Chainlink. I'm liking Stellar Lumens because they're also in the infrastructure. I'm loving Ondo, right? I think Ethereum, and I know it's not the best for speed and tokenization, but stable coins are mostly on Ethereum. And then my dark horse is Algorand as a dark horse. That's what I got. That's what I got for y'all. And I think those 5 are fire. There's a lot more out there, but those are the 5 I'm thinking. Chainlink, Ondo, Ethereum, Stellar Lumens, and Algorand. That's what I got for y'all. All right. If y'all got anything else for me, let me know. We're about to close out. And again, I appreciate y'all tapping in. Make sure y'all say what's up in the comments when you watch this video later. If you want me to check out any other things, any other coins, chains, Tibber is one on the list. We're going to check out Plum is on the list. So I appreciate those suggestions. If you got any more questions about the super cycle, leave that there. We'll cover in the next live, or I'll drop a video on it. And again, y'all, C-Will with the Passive Income Network, Pin Crypto. I appreciate y'all for tapping in. Until the next time, y'all. Peace.
Passive income. Gold in my dental. Thank God for my mental. Investor fundamentals. Told my girl it was simple.